Well, I started gambling when I was I'd say about 14 I started properly. When I was a child and growing up, we always used to play poker, and my dad used to have this really big wine bottle that he filled with 5 pences, and every time we'd get full to the top, we'd take it out and play poker, and then whoever won would get the 5 pences, and you'd be able to go to slot machines to use them. About 14, which was quite young and very silly. And I moved out when I was 16 into a partner's, and I actually ended up spending, I'd say on average, 2 hours a day from the age of 16 on the computer. So when I was 18 and I moved back home, my parents, because I broke up with my partner and I was really depressed for quite a while and I had a lot of problems, my parents noticed I'd spent a lot of time in my room. And they thought it was just like a bit of an issue, and then they realised I was on my computer so much and they got very worried what I was doing. So they had a snoop through my emails one day, found a lot of transactions to different casinos, and that's when I realised it was kind of a big issue. It took me till at least 21 where I was like, no, I have to stop this because it's damaging my relationships with people and just the way I live my life. Definitely. When I was 19, I just had my student loan in and I put £2,000 straight into the casino, because at that point I was still kind of getting bits of profit here and there, and I was kind of using the casino as my bank account. When I needed money, I used to just withdraw from the casino. There was never anything in my bank account, it was always just on the casino website. So I put in 2,000 and I was betting really high, I was betting like 50s in roulette, and I won 10,000. And that night I must have played for about 8 hours straight through the night. And I lost nearly 20,000 that night, and on one single bet it was 6,000, because because the way that I used to do my technique was you put on 2 out of the 3 columns, and then if you don't win you double what you've bet, and because I kept doubling what I was betting, it went up to 6,000. All of a sudden you don't realise you've just spent 6,000 on a bet that literally lasts about 10 seconds and it's just gone, completely gone. I can remember when I got out of gambling, I talked to a couple of helplines, and the main thing they ask is, what is the one thing you want to get back when you stop gambling? I always say my time, because I just miss lectures all the time. I would stay up all night, miss lectures, and then be awake and stay up all night again. And you just don't even notice how much time you spend in doing it. And I lived with the same people first, second and third year, and it took until third year for my housemates to say they didn't want to live with me anymore, for me to realise that I was just locking myself in my room and gambling all the time. And I'd say I spent about 6 hours every single day gambling in third year, so for about 6 months. So I've been abstinent for 6 months, thankful to Gamblers Anonymous, which I joined about 7 months ago now. And they were fantastic, and I can just remember my first meeting was at 7 o'clock next to a casino, because that's where the meetings are in Swansea for some reason. And I got to Swansea at 3 o'clock, just being like, I need to go, and just standing outside of a casino, just like, I have to wait for the meeting, because I knew if I went home I wouldn't go. If I moved away from that door, I was not going to go in. So I just waited until 7 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I don't have a problem, it's not an issue. And then this one person came around and was like, I've just lost everything because I've been on the roulettes. And it just takes one person to have the same game as you, and that's it. I just completely broke down. I couldn't believe what I'd done to my life. I couldn't believe that I'd thrown away such important relationships with my friends. I nearly threw away my degree, like all my money, and like anybody should just go to GA. And there's so many websites you can call because they're just fantastic.